Good afternoon, students.
Very good afternoon, sir.
Yes,
Good afternoon, sir.
very good afternoon. I welcome you all to this session, to the second day of our lecture. And today, as we have planned yesterday, we are going to discuss about the concept of business environment, then why it is significant, then components of business environment, that is micro, macro, internal and external components of business environment, then uh, how environment poses opportunities as well as threats. Environment, it offers opportunities for the business entities, and also it possesses threats for the business concern. And we will also uh, throw light on the meaning of environmental scanning and what are the different steps which are involved in the process of environmental scanning. So, business environment, yes, prior to that, have you come prepared with some homework? Have you gone through your study material? Yes. Am I
Yes,
audible
sir.
to all of you? Okay. So these are the different topics. Yes, Surabhi, do you want to say anything?
No, no, sir.
Okay. So the with regard to the first block, the important points which you must understand, as I was telling you yesterday, what are the different important issues that you should focus relating to social responsibilities of business that we have already discussed yesterday. Today, I am going to tell you the important points which should be given more emphasis with regard to the business environment, the introductory part of the business environment. So, the important points that should be given priority or you should give more attention are the concept of meaning and concept or the definition of business environment and why it is significant. Why it is significant. Then the components of business environment. The components of business environment, it can be broadly divided into two components, mainly the internal and business environment and the external business environment. Similarly, macro business environment and micro business environment. And what are the different sub-components which are included within these uh, components that you need to know. Then, why business environment is significant, and what is the meaning of environmental scanning? Every business enterprise need to scan or need to assess its environment properly. Then only it will be able to formulate strategy so as to be able to survive in the market for a long period of.
Sir, please speak slowly.
Yes,
Sir, please speak slowly.
yes, I am speaking very slowly.
Sir, I want to write.
Okay, okay. So, I was talking to you regarding the different, what is the meaning of business, why business environmental scanning is necessary, and what are the different steps involved in the process of environmental scanning. Then one of the most important tasks that the management of every business organization will have to face or will have to perform is to identify the opportunities which are existing in the environment of the business, and what are the different environmental threats. Environment poses opportunities as well as threats. So opportunities must be utilized in order to deal with the threats. The threats must be done away with. The threats must be avoided. The threats must be translated into opportunities. Then only the business entities will be able to survive in the market for a long period of time. Yes. Let me tell you what is the meaning of business environment. Yes, if you have any specific question, you will ask me at the end of the discussion. Okay? Hello?
Okay, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Let me discuss some important points about business environment. Then, after my discussion, you can ask me specific questions on the topic which we have discussed today. So,
Yes, sir.
uh, what is the meaning of business environment? What do you mean by business environment? If a question of this kind will be asked to you, then how will you answer? What is your environment? Environment means the surrounding in which we are living. The surrounding or the situation that prevails around the business is called the environment of the business. And every business must be having a surrounding of its own, and the surrounding in which the business is operating or is working is known as the business environment. And this environment is very dynamic. Dynamic means it is constantly changing. The business environment, it never remains static, it never remains fixed, constant. It is not constant, it is always changing. How it is changing? Suppose the taste of the customers are changing, the purchasing capacity of the consumers are changing, the economic environment is changing, the political system or the political climate is changing, then the physical climate is changing. In this way, the environment is a phenomena which is constantly changing. It never remains constant. It is dynamic. That is known as dynamism, or that is known as dynamics of environment. So, when I will say the business environment is dynamic, what does it mean? Business environment is not static, it is not static, it is not constant. It is continuously changing. So, a business enterprise, in order to become successful, will have to adapt itself, will have to adjust itself to the changes that are taking place in the environment. It is not only true in case of business entity also, it is equally true in case of an individual as well. All of you are understanding me? what I am saying? Do you understand, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If anybody wants, if any one of you wants that the thing should be sometimes explained in Odia, you can tell me. I can talk in Odia also. Isn't it? Those who are having some difficulty in understanding English, you can tell me. At times, if it is required, I can also explain in Odia. But mainly, you have to answer your question in the examination in English. The medium of instruction is English. You have to write your answer in the examination in English. That's why you should prefer to understand and read in English. Okay. So yes, why it is why environment is dynamic and why it is necessary for every business enterprise to adapt itself to the changing business environment. Yes, who can say?
Sir, otherwise the business entities can not able to grow.
Yeah, and
Yes,
then when I mean they don't make any profit, so uh, no profit. So like, how can they carry on their business? So they need to adapt to the changing situations.
right, right. There is one fundamental accounting concept all of you must have known. That accounting concept is the going concern concept. Do you know this? There is a fundamental accounting concept, going concern concept. That
Yes, sir.
means
No, sir.
a business enterprise is supposed to have an indefinite period of existence. We are going to set up a business enterprise which we expect that it will continue its activities for a long period of time. We are not going to start a business with an assumption that after 6 months I will close down the business. I will discontinue the business after 5 months or after 1 month or after 1 year. Nobody thinks like that. Every business is commenced or it starts, it is started, or a businessman starts a business with the assumption that the business entity will continue to exist in the market, in the society for a long period of time. Every business entity is supposed to have an indefinite period of existence. It will run as a going concern, it will exist as a going concern. So, if a business entity needs will survive, if it will have to exist in the market for a long period of time, then the primary consideration that it will have to make, or it will have to formulate its strategy in such a manner that it will be able to adapt itself. ADAPT. Adapt means adjust. It will have to adjust itself to the changing situations, changing environment. A business entity which is unable to keep pace with the changing environment, business environment, that business organization or that business firm will not be able to survive in the market for a long period of time. So, the primary reason due to which the study of business environment becomes imperative or it becomes essential, significant, is the business entity will have to adapt itself, or it will have to adjust itself to the changing business environment so that it will be able to fulfill the needs of the customers. It will be able to comply to the specifications which have been prescribed by the government. it will be able to fulfill the expectations of or needs of all other stakeholders like your customers, employees, investors, then government agencies, then suppliers, then bankers, creditors. These are the stakeholders. All the stakeholders have certain expectations, and in order to fulfill their expectations, the business entity will have to adjust itself to the changing needs of the business or changing environment of the business. So, that is why the business study of business environment is significant. And moreover, the business environment is a very complex issue. How it is a complex issue? Because it deals with not only human aspects but also the physical aspects. It involves, that means whenever a business is to be established, a business firm is to be set up in the society, it will have to deal with varieties of situations and variety of people. It will have to procure finance, it will have to deal with the suppliers, it will have to deal with the customers, it will have to comply to the rules and regulations prescribed by the government, it will have to abide by the regulatory framework, it will have to work remaining within the legal and regulatory framework. So the whole business environment is a very complex issue. It is a very intricate issue. That's why the business study of the business environment is very essential, so that the business entity will be able to formulate appropriate policy which will enable the organization to deal with the environment successfully, effectively. Then business environment, study of business environment is important because of one more reason. Because of the multifaceted character of the business environment. Business environment is multifaceted. What does it mean? That means, suppose arrival of a technology, a new technology has arrived into the market. It may be viewed as an opportunity for one business firm, and it may be viewed as a threat for another business firm. So for whom it is an opportunity? Can anybody tell me? For whom arrival of a technology is an opportunity, whereas this event, arrival of a new technology in the market, may be a threat for another business firm. That means that business entity or business organization which has
Sir,
adequate.
Sir, I can take the example of BS4 and BS6. Like BS6
Right.
technology has come and BS4 is already shut down. I can take the
It has
example
become
is better.
obsolete. No, you see, for one business entity, the new technology will be an opportunity. How? Because it may be having competent human resources who will be able to adopt that technology and apply that technology to the advantage of the business concern. In order to adopt that technology, it may be become necessary for bring about necessary changes in the layout, in the structure of the organization. And an organization who is capable of doing it, for that organization it is an opportunity. Adoption of the updated technology requires investment of fund, investment of capital. So only those organizations which have adequate or sufficient financial resources, those organizations which are financially sound, they can adopt that new technology to their advantage. So for such organizations, it is an opportunity. But those organizations who don't have competent human resources, those organizations who don't have sufficient amount of fund, for them it is a threat, isn't it? So that's why which organization will be able to sustain? Those organizations which are capable of adapting themselves or adjusting themselves to the changing situation. Arrival of new technology is a change in the environment. So, in order to accept that change, the organization should be in readiness. The organization should be in preparedness. So, that's why business environment is called multifaceted. It offers both opportunities as well as threats. Similarly, study of business environment is essential. It is significant due to the fact that the environment has a far-reaching impact, very significant impact on the success or failure of the business. If an organization has understood its environment properly, clearly, then it will be in a position to devise appropriate strategy to deal with the environment, and it will be able to go ahead successfully. It will be able to sustain in the market successfully. So, business study of business environment is important because it has far-reaching impact, very significant impact on the success or failure of the business. So that is why study of business environment is important. So another important topic which is there in this block is components of business environment. That means what are the different types of business environment? As far as the components of business environment are concerned, we can divide the business environment into two categories, two types, broad two types of environment: macro environment and micro environment. Micro environmental factors or micro environment includes those environmental factors which are directly influencing the success or failure of the business, the decisions of the business, the strategies of the business, the policies of the business are directly affected by micro environmental factors. Micro. And macro environmental factors means those environmental factors which are not going to affect the policy, the strategy, the decisions, and the success or failure of the business directly. They indirectly influence the success or failure of the business, or the policy decision of the business, or the strategies of the business. So, in this way, business environment may be the components of business environment may be divided into micro environmental factors and macro environmental factors. Similarly, business environment can also be divided into or classified as internal environment and external environment. Internal environment factors are those environmental factors which are within the control of the management. Actually, it depends on the management. That means what product will be manufactured, what will be the scale of production, what will be the overall objectives of the organization, what will be the structure of the organization. These are certain internal matters. These are internal matters, and these are going to these all these factors are influencing the internal environment of the organization. They are within the control of the management. Whereas external environmental factors are those environmental factors which are influencing the activities of the business, but they are existing outside the business. They are not inside the business, they are existing or they are prevailing outside the business. Like your economic environment, socio-cultural environment, political environment, then technological environment. Which ruling party will come to the power? Which political party will come to the power? It is beyond the control of the management. Management cannot decide. Similarly, arrival of a new technology, technological environment, then different technological innovations which are taking place in the society. Then ecological environment means the climate. Ecological environment means climatic conditions, territorial conditions, the geography, the territory, the topography of the region, the climatic conditions, the temperature, climate, surrounding, environment, all ecological issues. They are ecological environment, and the organization, it is not within the control of the organization. It is not within the control of the management. Similarly, economic environment. Suppose prices are going off, there is economic slowdown, there is a high level of business activities going on in the market, low level of business activity, price level changes, fall in demand, increase in supply or increase in demand. These are certain economic factors on which the management has very little control or no control, so to say. These are all external factors. Similarly, the legal and regulatory framework, in order to protect the interest of the investors, several organizations are there. SEBI, Security and Exchange Board of India, is there, and it has to it formulates rules and regulations, and it is working for the protection of interest of the investors, those who have invested capital in companies or in corporate business organizations. Their interest must be protected. Investors should not be exploited by the organizations. So regulatory bodies are there, like your SEBI. Then rules, Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India, it is controlling the activities of the banking organizations, banking institutions. It is the apex bank, central bank of the country. So they frame rules and regulations which must be obeyed, which must be complied by business entities. Similarly, government has implemented several acts like your contracts in Indian Contract Act, Sales of Goods Act, Law of Agency, Indian Partnership Act, Income Tax Act, Indian Companies Act, then your Insurance Act, Provident Fund Act, Hire Purchase Act. These are the different rules and regulations and laws which have been enacted. Banking Regulation Act. These are the different laws which have been passed in the parliament as well as the state legislative assemblies. And all these laws, provisions of the law must be duly obeyed by the business entities. So they are coming under regulatory framework, legal and regulatory framework. So these are beyond the control of the management. What rules and regulations and what laws will be enacted in the parliament, that is not within the control of the management of a business enterprise. The business enterprise will have to obey the rules and regulations, the different provisions of the law. Otherwise, they will be taken to task. So, these are all coming under legal and regulatory framework. So, this kind of classification, that means all the environmental issues, they are coming under these different types of environment, which is there in your study material very elaborately. Geographical environment, political environment, demographic environment, social environment, cultural environment, economic environment, technological environment. These are the different components of the environment. Some environmental factors are within the control of the management, some environmental factors are beyond the control of the management. So, those environmental factors which are within the control of the management will have to be, that means the management can do something so that it is easier for the management to have control over the internal factors or the micro factors, those factors which are directly affecting the interest of the organization. But there are many factors which are beyond the control of the management. So in that case, what the business firm will have to do? The firm will have to obey. There is no other option. It will have to carry out those rules and regulations, those environmental factors. It will have to accept those environmental factors and formulate its business strategy accordingly. So, I was talking to you about the different external components of the business environment, and the other external factors are your demography. Demography means what? What do you mean by demography? Yes? Who can say demography? Surabhi Mathur? Hello?
Sir, demography means like the stats of births, deaths, and income, or like that.
Hmm.
Like
Yes.
the changes or about the human population, whatever are the stats about that, about human population.
Population. Demography means population.
Yeah.
Population means male or female. Then their age, religion. Then age means whether they are kids or old people or grown up people or young people, isn't it? So, those are the different features of demography. Religion, literacy, illiterate or literate, isn't it? So that is demography means the population. Population actually all the policies, the strategies of the business. Why a business organization is existing? Business organization is existing in order to make available products or services to the customers. So the customers' needs must be properly identified, and the needs will vary according to the characteristics of population. The needs of the old people are different from the needs of the young people. Their dress, their food habits, their likings, their preferences, their choices will differ from the old people. So, similarly, the needs of the customers will vary according to religion, their cultural tradition, their festivals, their food habits. Food habits of South Indians are different from the food habits of North Indians. Food habits of Bengalis are different from the food habits of Udiyas, isn't it? So, accordingly, you have to make available products and services which are capable of fulfilling or satisfying the needs of the customers. So, that's why demographic environment, demography is a very important environmental factors. Then, these are the external environmental factors. Similarly, internal environmental factors also play a very important role in the components of business environment. The internal environmental factors are the resources at the command of the organization. What kind of resources the organization is possessing? Resources means the physical assets, the location of the business enterprise. Suppose the business enterprise is situated in a very prime location, in a very important location. That is the strength of the business enterprise. That is the strength of the business enterprise, and that business enterprise will be able to derive or get strategic advantage. Strategic advantage means a kind of advantage which the competitors are not having. If your business entity or your business farm or your shop, for example, your go down or your business farm is situated in a very strategic location, prime location. Whereas your friend's business entity, he is also doing the same kind of business. Suppose you are running a medical store and your friend is also running a medical store. But your medical store is just in front of a very reputed hospital. Whereas your friend's medical store is situated in a very remote area, in a distant area. Then in that case, you are having strategic advantage, competitive advantage over your friend. Both of you are doing the same kind of business. You are competing with each other. But you are having strategic advantage because of the prime location of your business. Isn't it? So, these are resources, physical facilities, assets. Suppose your business entity is in possession of a technology which your competitor doesn't have. So that is your internal resource, that is your resource or an asset with the help of which you will be able to stay ahead of your competitors. You will be able to get competitive advantage. So these are coming under internal environmental factors, physical assets. facility, technology. Suppose you are having a technology with the help of which you can enhance your production capacity to a considerable extent. Your production capacity. That is your physical resource. Similarly, the characteristics of human resources, skilled, unskilled, then literate, illiterate, skilled, competent, incompetent, skilled, unskilled, those who are good manager with you are having human resources with very good managerial capability. You are having committed people, dedicated people. They are very sincere, committed, isn't it? So in this case, you are considered to be in a fairly advantageous position compared to your competitors. So these are the different internal factors, and these are usually within the control of the management, and it is decided by the management itself. Similarly, objectives. What will be the objectives of your business? Who will decide? Who will decide? That will be decided by the management itself. What will be the objectives of your business? Whether your business will be a transport undertaking, or you want to open a grocery shop, or you want to open a school, or you want to start an ice cream factory, or you want to run a departmental store. That is decided by the management. Objectives of the business, what will be the objectives of the business, that will be decided by the management itself. So it is an internal factor, internal environmental factor. Then mission, goal, philosophy. Mission, you must be knowing that every business entity has certain mission. Can you tell me what is the mission statement, or it is depicted in the form of a symbol of Bharat Petroleum? Can you tell me what is the mission statement of Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, BPCL? Pure for sure. Pure for sure. What is the mission statement of your DD News? DD News, Doordarshan News. What is the mission statement of Aaj Tak News Channel? सबसे तेज. सबसे तेज. Similarly, what is the mission statement of LIC of India?
और जिंदगी के साथ भी जिंदगी के बाद भी.
Yes, yes. So, what will be the mission statement of a farm? That will be decided by the farm itself. It is something internal. It is an internal matter. It is not external. But it has a very important role to play to attract the customers, or to create an image or goodwill for your business entity. When the Aaj Tak News Channel is saying that its mission statement is Sabse Tej, so what kind of impression the viewers will have in their mind regarding that news channel? That this news channel telecast news, updated news. Updated news. Similarly, when BPCL has adopted or accepted pure for sure as its mission statement, what does it mean? It means it assures the customer regarding the quality of the fuel that it is providing. If you will go to a filling station of when you will go to a filling station of a BPC, Bharat Petroleum filling station, then you will be sure that they are providing pure oil, not adulterated fuel. Isn't it? That is the mission statement, and it is an internal environmental factors, internal issue, internal matter. The I was talking to you regarding DD News channel. It has the mission statement as Satya Sampurna Sarvatra, means it serves it telecasts true news and the news from far and near across the country, across the globe. Satya Sampurna and complete news. It provides complete news. So that is the mission statement. So on the mission statement, or what should be the philosophy of an organization, what should be the objectives of an organization, what should be the ideal or the mission of an organization, that is decided by the organization itself, the management of the organization itself. But it has a very far reaching impact on the customers, on the society, in the external environment. Because on the basis of your mission statement, the value system that you follow in your business enterprise, people or the customers will form opinion about your business. For example, when you are suppose building a house, usually you will prefer to use steel rod which are made by Tata Steel. Why? Because you have a belief that Tata Steel rod are qualitatively good. They are better than other companies' products. When we are using cement, we usually prefer Konark cement because we believe that means we have a special liking for a particular brand of product. So that is reflected in the mission statement. So these are mission, objectives, goals, philosophy, the value system. These are the different internal factors, but they have a very important role to influence the environment in which the business is operating, the business is existing. So these are the different components of the business environment: internal, external, macro, and micro. Similarly, there is one more topic that is called environmental scanning. Scanning. Why scanning is essential? We do CT scan, MRI scan of our body in order to understand, or in order to thereby the doctor is capable of uh, diagnose. He is able to diagnose the disease, find out the disease, the cause of the disease, and he can suggest appropriate remedy to uh, to relieve you of your disease. It helps in treatment of the disease. So that's why scanning is done. So every business enterprise will have to scan its environment. Why environmental scanning is necessary? Environmental scanning is necessary in order to identify the strength of the business, the weaknesses of the business enterprise, the opportunities which are prevailing, and the threats which are likely to come in the normal course of the business. Strength, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats. These need to be identified, and all these are existing in the environment. Unless you know your strength, every as an individual you have your own strength, you have your weaknesses also. So only when you know your strength with the help of your strength, you will be able to overcome your weaknesses. Similarly, in the environment, opportunities are also there, threats are also there. When you will be able to identify the opportunities, then you will be able to use those opportunities to do away with the threats or to deal with the threats. So that's why environmental scanning is essential. So, environmental scanning helps every business enterprise to identify the opportunities and to identify the environmental threats, and also it enables the organization to know its strength and weaknesses. So that's why environmental scanning is necessary. So these are all the points are there. You go through the points from your study material, and you will prepare notes or home assignment. You see, have you received the assignment question? You can download it from the net.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Home
sir.
assignment. Home
Yes,
assignment. Have you
yes, sir.
started writing your assignment?
No, sir.
I have deposited, sir.
Uh, some of the
Deposited.
stu- some of the students they have already deposited.
Yes, sir.
I'm
June
also
exam
sir.
thila, sir.
Hmm. So those students who have not yet started their writing their home assignment, and if question is available, assignment question is available in the net, I think. So you download the question from the net and you start writing your assignment. So all the topics which I have told you today, like the environment, its significance, then components of business environment, micro business environment, macro business environment, then internal business environment, external business environment, then the opportunities, threats, strength, and weaknesses of a business enterprise, then the scanning of the environment or environmental scanning. All these are there in your study material in detail. So you go through them and start writing your assignment, and also start preparing your notes so that it will be convenient for you to prepare yourself for the end term examination. So now, on the topic which we have discussed yesterday and today, you can ask me question. If you are having any specific doubt, you can ask me.
Sir, in stakeholder chapter, I have studied that there are internal stakeholder and internal stakeholder, two types of stakeholder. And the example is there is owners are internal and shareholders are external.
Hmm.
So shareholders are also called as a owner. So why they are considered as external?
Shareholders. It has,
Yes, sir.
in your book, shareholders are considered as external stakeholders.
External. Yes, sir.
Yes, I am explaining it.
But sir, owners are internal.
Uh, Actually, it is very difficult to draw a clear line of demarcation between a owner and a shareholder, particularly in case of a company form of organization. In a
Yes, sir.
company form of organization, in a joint stock company, who is a who is an owner? Who is an owner?
Equity shareholder.
The shareholders are the owners, isn't
Yes,
it?
sir.
So, but from the point of view of accounting, you must have gone through a fundamental accounting concept that is known as entity concept.
Yes, sir. Entity.
Entity concept. As per the entity concept, suppose the shareholders or the owners, they are spending or they have invested money from their own pocket for the business, right?
Yes, sir.
So, to the extent of the fund invested by them in the business, they are treated as a creditor. They are treated as a creditor. That means they will be treated as if they have lent or they have lent that amount of money which is equal to the amount of capital to the business, and the business is liable to pay that amount to the owner. For example, let me give you make it more let me make it simpler.
Yes,
Suppose,
sir.
who is asking this question? Debabrata.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Suppose, Debabrata, you are going to start a business
Yes, sir.
investing 10,000 rupees, right?
Yes, sir.
So, to the extent of the 10,000 rupees which you are investing in your own business, you will be considered as a creditor. That
Okay,
means
sir.
your entity and the entity of the business are considered to be two different entities, two different units. Means, and that is why capital is shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. बैलेंस शीट
Yes,
रे
sir.
ओडिया
Share
बुझी
capital.
पारे
हाँ, sir.
हाँ बैलेंस शीट हमें जेतेबेले प्रिपेयर करू अकाउंटिंग रे कैपिटल
आज्ञा.
को को रे लेखु
Capital and liability side रे.
लायबिलिटी साइड रे रखू काहे की लायबिलिटी
आज्ञा.
साइड रे रखू तुम्हें जो 10,000 रुपीस तुम्हें इन्वेस्ट करलो तुम्हार बिजनेस रे the business is liable to pay you 10,000 rupees. That 10,000 rupees doesn't belong to the business, it belongs to the owner. So माने बिजनेस को ओनर ठारू अलगा बोली धरा जाए.
Yes, sir.
Suppose you are paying 500 rupees towards the admission fee of your brother.
Yes.
तो तुम्हें तुम्हार बिजनेस रु 500 टंका काढिलो आ तुम्हें तुम्हार भाई रो ट्यूशन फी बा एडमिशन फी बाबद रे ताकू देलो.
Yes, sir.
से जगह रे that will be considered as a drawing,
Yes,
an
sir.
amount
Drawings.
withdrawn from your business.
Yes, sir.
Drawings account will be debited and cash account will be credited.
Hmm.
So that means you are the owner of your business. When you are investing 10,000 rupees from your own pocket for your own business, it will be treated as if you have lent 10,000 rupees to your business. तुम्हें 10,000 टंका तुम्हार बिजनेस को धार देइछ बोली कि धरा जीव. A
आज्ञा.
business is liable to pay to you that 10,000 rupees. बुझी पारल.
आज्ञा.
So ସେଥିପାଇଁ it is the owner can be considered as an as a as a as an internal stakeholder as well as he can also be considered as an external stakeholder.
तो सर जो से एंटिटी कांसेप्ट दे देखा जाए ओनर बोले कि हम काहे कहया.
Owner means the shareholders are the owners, proprietors are the owners, and nothing belongs to the business. मनेकर जेतेबेले प्रॉफिट तुम्हें पैसा इन्वेस्ट कलो, you have invested money capital in your business, and with the help of that capital you are earning profit. तुमर 10,000 थिला ईयर एंड तुमर बिजनेस रो केते ही गला सपोज
Yes, sir.
15,000 ही गला तुमर टोटल बैलेंस
Hmm.
माने
Yes, sir.
5,000 लाभ हला. So that 5,000 rupees profit as well as 10,000 rupees capital.
Yes, sir.
That doesn't belong to the business. The business is liable to pay you now 15,000 rupees. Even profit does not belong to the business. The profit belongs to the owner. That 10,000 capital which you have invested, that doesn't belong to the business. That belongs to you. You are the
Yes, sir.
owner of that 10,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees. So even owner is considered as something different from the business he is doing. So this is, you can treat owner and shareholder as an external stakeholder as well as an internal stakeholder.
Okay, sir.
But management, the board of directors, in case of a company, the management of a company is vested with the board of directors.
Yes, sir.
So the management is an internal stakeholder.
Yes, sir.
Yes, any other question?
Sir,
Hmm. What is the
sir,
name?
once again, Priyambada Misra.
Okay.
Sir, I want to know, please explain once again business environment, how multifaceted.
Yes, yes. Multifaceted means business environment means a lot of things. It does not mean simply one thing. It means the climatic condition, it means the demography, it means the territory or the geography of a region in which the business is operating. It means customers, it means suppliers, it means creditors. That means the whole gamut of things which are prevailing in the environment are considered as the component of the business environment. So, business environment is a very wide term with very wide connotations, and that is why it means a lot of things. And I was giving you an example. Suppose uh, the location where your business is located, that location of your business is something which will
Yes.
be considered as an environmental factor. So if your business is located in a very convenient location, it is strength of your business. If your business is located in a remote location, in a very far away location, distant location, it will be a weakness for your business. Similarly, suppose a new technology has come into the market, the competitors, those in business firm who are doing the same kind of business as your business, your
Okay, sir.
competitors, they are also a component of your environment. So, uh, as I was telling you one example, arrival of a new technology. That new technology may be considered as an opportunity for one farm. It may be considered as a threat for another farm. Location. If your business is situated in a favorable location, it is an opportunity. It is an advantage. If your business is situated in a non-favorable location, it is a threat. So in this way, yes, environment is multifaceted means it deals with so many things. It covers so many things. Technology, then financial resources, then population, then the climate, then rules, regulations, then statutes or law, then financial resources, isn't it? Financial factors. Economic environment means what? It deals with financial factors. So multifaceted means it includes a lot of things. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir, stakeholder holder difference বুঝিবানি
Yes, you tell me your name and then ask your question.
Salina Mahapatra.
Your name is Lina Mahapatra. Where are you
Yes,
from?
sir.
You are from?
Kotak Narsinghpur.
Okay. What is your question?
Sir, আমি ଟିକେ বুঝিবানি স্টক হোল্ডর তো শেয়ার হোল্ডর স্টেক হোল্ডরটা মানে কোন শেয়ার হোল্ডর না ডিফারেন্স
Stakeholder and shareholder.
স্টেক হোল্ডর এন্ড স্টক হোল্ডর
Oh, stakeholder and stockholder. Stockholder means shareholders. Shareholders means stock and share. You should know, you should understand the meaning of the term stock and share. Stock means those shares which are fully paid. Stock means those shares which are fully paid. Whereas share means those shares which may not have been fully paid. Isn't it? So stockholder and shareholder, stakeholders means stakeholder is a much wider term. Stockholders are one of the stakeholders. Stakeholders means creditors, government, employees, customers, bankers, investors, stockholders, everything. Whereas stockholder means only those people who are holding shares of a company which are fully paid. Holder of the fully paid shares are known as stockholders. Is it clear?
ওকে স্যার
Oh.
Sir, can you just explain it this point again?
Which one?
The stockholder and shareholder difference.
Stakeholder and shareholder or stockholder and shareholder?
Sorry, stakeholder and shareholder.
Okay. You tell me who are the people who are associated with a business enterprise? Can you tell me who are the people who are interested or who are associated in a company?
The like owners, employees, managers, customers, shareholders, then government, society, the
Yes,
creditors as well, the if like suppliers.
yes. So all these people whose name you have told me just now, government, creditors, bankers, shareholders, owners, employees, customers, all these are combinedly known as stakeholders who affect the actions of the organization and who are affected by the actions of the organization. They are known as stakeholders. And shareholders are those people who have invested capital in the business by purchasing its shares. So, shareholders are one of the stakeholders.
Okay,
Did you
sir.
understand?
Okay, now yeah. Okay.
Shareholders are one
Fine.
of the stakeholders. Stakeholder is a wider term. It includes so many things: creditors, bankers, government, owners, employees, customers, and also shareholders. And shareholder means simply shareholders, those who have invested capital in the in a company by purchasing its shares.
Okay, yes, sir. Understood.
Shareholders are entitled to receive dividend out of the profit of the company. Yes. Anybody else who wants to ask?
So there's one more topic known as emerging scenario of business environment in India.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
there's a question also in the assignment
Yes.
on this. So can you please just
Right.
give a brief of it?
Emerging scenario of the business environment in India. That means these are the different factors which we have already discussed regarding the business environment. Macro environmental factors, micro environmental factors, then internal environmental factors, external environmental factors. So besides these, there are certain factors which are new factors are coming as the situation goes on in the normal course of our living. Different new factors are also coming and they are influencing the environment of the business. And the latest example, for example, liberalization, new economic policy, privatization, globalization, LPG. What is the full form of LPG?
Liquid petroleum gas.
No.
Liquefied
But
petroleum gas.
liberalization, privatization, globalization.
Good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are a student of business environment, and if you will say the full form of LPG as liquefied petroleum gas, you will be getting a zero. So, the full form of LPG in the context of business environment is liberalization, privatization, and globalization.
Good.
Globalization means opening of the Indian economy, open economy. Liberalization means to implement liberal rules and regulations, withdrawal of restrictions. Liberalization means withdrawal of ease of restrictions. That means doing business activity easier in the economy is known as liberalization. Too much of rules, regulations, restrictions will make the business difficult to run. So, ease of doing business, liberalization, making economy open, there will be trade between country to country, there will be trade between one state and another state. So, this is known as liberalization and globalization, opening of the economy. That means, and privatization means less number of government organizations, government undertakings, and more of private business organizations. The government will gradually withdraw itself from business activities, trade activities, and it will be allowed to the private sectors. It will be left to the private sectors to run the affairs of the business, trade, commerce, industry, etc. So that is known as privatization. So liberalization, privatization, globalization, open economy. Then the latest situation is your outbreak of corona, COVID-19. So these situations, the new upcoming situations are also going to influence the business activities to a considerable extent, business environment to a considerable extent. For example, because of this lockdown, the GDP growth has drastically reduced. There is large scale unemployment. The economy has become, the economy has been slowed down, isn't it? So these are the new situations or emerging situations which have arisen in the business environment, and every business entity or enterprise will have to formulate a strategy in a manner which will help the business organization to deal with the situation uh, perfectly or properly. Okay? Yes. Anybody else? So, you see, all of you must go through your study material properly and start writing and preparing notes. And again, we will meet tomorrow at the same time.
Hello, excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Sir, please send the notes for this topic.
I don't have any note. It is there in your study material. You have to
Okay,
prepare
sir.
your study material.
Okay,
At
sir.
the beginning, I have already told you the points which you should focus, uh, which you should give importance while preparing notes. Once again, I am telling the concept of business environment. How will you define business environment? What is the significance of business environment? What are the components of business environment? Micro, macro, internal, external. Then what is the meaning? What do you mean by environmental scanning? Why environmental scanning is essential? What are the different steps involved in the process of environmental scanning? And how it is helpful in identifying the opportunities and threats, and how to deal with the threats with the help of the opportunities and get competitive advantage, so that the business entity will be able to survive in the market for a long period of time. So these are the different points about which we have discussed today. So you start preparing notes on all these topics at home, going after going through your study material. Your study material is self-sufficient. You don't have to refer to any other book. If you will go through simply your study material, that will be very helpful to you for preparing yourself for the term ending examination. And actually, IGNOU study materials are one of the best study materials. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Should we end the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.